So, you may notice that there's something going on. This was made for me by Freeboy, or as I know him, Kin, and it's very cool. It says creepy corners on it, and it's got a cat. Okay, so Spooky University, the topic on death crowns. So, the reason that I pulled that topic was because my husband made me aware of it, and he asked me to put it into the cup, which I did, but then I went to Kansas City and didn't bring the topics with me, so I couldn't very well pull a topic that I didn't have. So I went ahead and did that one. And so the story behind it is, and you can read the article too, but basically back in the old days, most people used feather pillows, and they would find these circular tangles of these feathers from the feather pillows, and sometimes you found them after someone had passed away. Sometimes you found them in the pillow while someone was sick, and then they passed away afterward. But the thought is, and this is according to my husband's parents, that if you find them, then it's foretelling someone's death, and what you're supposed to do is then burn them or get rid of them somehow so that it keeps the death from happening. But the difference between this and what Dave Nicholson was talking about was that my understanding is that back in the old days, that people would change out the feathers to make, because you sweat and drool and all kinds of stuff when you sleep, so people would do that to freshen up the feathers, or they might even put more feathers in and find them at that point. But the sad part about all this, and the reason my husband even told me about it, was that his brother recently passed. You guys might remember I went to Kansas City for the funeral and all. And my husband's mother, 3 months prior to his brother passing away, was changing out the feathers or adding some feathers, and found 3 of these crowns in the pillow, and he passed away 3 months later. So that's what started this whole thing, that happening. And then this article that my husband sent to me that I also gave you guys a link to on Spooky University. So that was that. So my response to some of the questions I asked was, one of the questions was, what do you think causes this? I agree with Dave. I think when you are sleeping, you're constantly moving around and stuff. But I think when you're sick or getting close to dying, that you're obviously probably in the bed more for a longer period of time, and I think that maybe speeds up the process of these things getting created. But that's what I think causes it. I think the movement of your head and just the general fact that you're in the bed more or for a longer amount of time when you're sick or if you're dying, so that I can see would cause something like that to happen. What else can I say about this? Do I think it's a thing? Sure, I guess anything's possible, right? It's not so much a thing anymore because because just like Dave said, people don't use feather pillows that much anymore. So I think that's my Spooky University response for the topic of death crowns.